me join up on you.
Oh, don't lie. Yeah, I did kind of fall asleep on you last night while you were streaming.
Oh, it's alright.
It's not like you bought me out or anything, I was just genuinely fucking tired from being pissed off with my plug. And some of the games of Fall Guys I was playing, like literally the first one.
Being out on YouTube, playing Fall Guys.
No, second one even. Second one, I didn't even get to qualify. Never got to qualify simply because of one little pleb right at the beginning didn't move right in front of me, so he just kept me stood there for about friggin' 5 minutes. Not literally 5 minutes, but still. Kept me stood there for a good chunk of time.
Okay, so okay, well, I wouldn't consider his castmates hating with him an exact. I mean, I'm sure there were reasons why they hated him. Don't get me wrong, but like, he had a 40-year feud with George Takei. Okay, my curiosity is piqued. George Takei's popularity exploded in recent years thanks to his strong social media presence and his decision to come out of the closet. I remember that, by the way. Good for him. According to Takei's 1994 autobiography, To the Stars, Shatner acted like he didn't even know who Takei was on the set of the original series. Takei claimed Shatner even changed the script for Star Trek V so Takei's character Sulu wouldn't be in command of a starship. What the fuck? Disclaimer for anybody watching the stream, I don't know anything about Star Trek. I never really watched Star Trek. It was, you know, more of a fantasy Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings girl myself. However, it's something that, because like, same thing when people start talk about Star Wars, I don't know shit about Star Wars. I am very left out of those conversations. Ooh.
I saw the first Harry Potter film in the cinemas when it came out.
I saw the last couple of Harry Potter films in the cinemas.
I do believe I was around 9, 10, somewhere around about there.
Okay. So, the situation grew volatile in 2008 when Shatner ranted in an interview that he wasn't invited to Takei's wedding. There was such a sick... No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Imagine like that's like a high school bully, you know, being a high school bully, and then you get married, and then the high school bully is like, "You didn't invite me?"
Mm.
It's like, "No, Nancy, I didn't invite you." Okay. There's such a sickness there. Name. It's so painfully obvious that there. I didn't know anyone by that name in high school, by the way. That was like a name I reached for, you know? There's a psychosis there. So basically, William Shatner was a huge bitch to George Takei, and then he tried to turn it around and gaslight him. I didn't know him very well in the series. He'd come in for a day or two, as evidenced by the role he played. Takei claimed Shatner was invited but never responded. The two traded many barbs over the years, but in 2016 they managed to settle their differences for a reunion photo at Destination Star Trek Europe.
Well done.
That's not it, by the way. I'm looking for like the big stuff. He got way into 4chan. Oh, that'll cause some problems. As Shatner's Twitter. So there were. I mean, yeah, it's 4chan. First of all, let me find some other articles because there was a lot. I'm seeing a lot of tame stuff. I saw a lot of bad stuff too. William Shatner calls. Come on, I know this happened. Show me the tweets. Show me the tweets. Show me the tweets.
Show me the money. Show me the money.
Oh, yikes. I found them.
Damn.
It's not good. I want to find the whole thread. Hang on.
We need the juice.
Well, no, I only found one reply from it, but that one reply was, like, really fucking bad. So in a nutshell, I'm gonna find the whole thread.
I was gonna casually sit here and eat cakes while
you wait for this. Yeah, it's a lot. Where is it? Okay, so it started on Twitter with William Shatner praising Autism Speaks. Are you familiar with Autism Speaks, Yoshi?
Not particularly.
Okay, so they're a, how do you call them? Hang on. They're not good, I'll tell you that much. I know for a fact they're not good. So they're an organization in America called Autism Speaks, and their front is that they kind of aid and help autistic people and bring awareness to autism. But if you ever talk to any autistic person from America, they will completely denounce Autism Speaks. No one fucks with them. And I don't blame them for why they don't fuck with them. They are terrible. They are terrible to their organization. They're fucking... Hang on, I'm getting sidetracked now. Where are the fucking claims against Autism Speaks? I mean, first of all, my big issue with Autism Speaks is the fact that they have a fucking a puzzle piece for their logo. That doesn't sit right with me. People with autism, they shouldn't be viewed like that. And the thing of it is, the puzzle piece is supposed to represent the autism. It is not a puzzle piece. They are not. Let me. Here, I found an article on it. Let me. We'll get into the simplicities of it. Why William Shatner defending Autism Speaks is a red flag on its own, and then we'll keep going. So, first of all, Autism Speaks does not actually help autistic people. Only 4% of their budget goes towards actually helping individuals who have autism and their families. They are arguably the largest autism organization in the country, and yet they really aren't focusing at all on helping families who actually experience autism. For a comparison, 22% of their budget is spent on fundraising efforts. They are also actively looking for a way, brace yourself, to end autism.
What the f...
And I hope you understand what's wrong with those words there.
There's no...
They are not researching for improving
autism.
therapies and equipment that helps individuals cope better with autism, but they are researching a cure for it.
It's incurable.
As somebody who experiences neurodivergency myself, I am not autistic, okay? I'm not going to sit here and say I have autism. I don't. I have ADHD. That is still a type of neurodivergency, though. And even if I don't have autism, but to sit there and...
You can have a cure,
There's no cure for it, no. I could sit here and I could take
neurological.
Adderall or Ritalin or whatever, and I could keep myself tame, if that's what you want to call it.
I wouldn't even say tame, it calms you.
See, that's not my experience with it. It dulls me, honestly.
I was going to say that too. It dulls you off.
It does. I hate it. I hated taking Adderall. Lost my sparkle. And I ran. The snowballs are blocking the way.
I'm getting punched about. Ow. I'm off. See you later. I'm not qualifying this one.
I might.
Oh, fell off. Damn it. Fell off with a boxing glove.
I qualified. Okay, so they're also, now that we're done playing the Fall Guys, I'm bad at multitasking, by the way. Once the game is started, I can no longer speak. They're also looking for a prenatal test for autism, similar to the one that they have for Down syndrome, so that mothers will no longer have to have autistic babies. This coming from a group called Autism Speaks. Yeah, Yoshi!
I was the last one to make it. The fat ball nearly totally cooked me on that.
Also, sorry, I'm gonna be bitching about this. They do not have one single person who has any bit of autism on their board, on their member board. Not one.
Well, that's a bit dumb. How can you expect to
and
know
I'm about to
about
say,
any
you
of the autisms
can't.
without having
And before
people
anyone
with
says
those
anything, not
autisms on the
everybody with autism is like low. I'm sure you know that. Like, I have plenty of high-functioning autism friends. I have an ex-boyfriend who had Asperger's. Like, fuck's sake.
Asperger's.
We pronounce it Asperger's in America.
Yeah, and it sounds like a real bad type of burger.
It does.
I'm pretty sure South Park actually made fun of
They
that
did.
pronunciation of it too.
I remember that episode.
Like Carmen actually making literal Asperger's.
Yeah, that was the secret ingredient. He was like wiping the burgers on his ass before he sold them to people.
Let me get it. Oh, sweet. Ow. Just headbutted a fucking wall. I'm across. I'm over. I qualified.
I made it. So yeah, but basically the big issue with that is they are trying to make decisions regarding the future of autism without consulting any autistic people. Anybody who has autism. So after being heavily criticized for this, they added John Elder Robinson, who is an author and an autism advocate who has autism, to their board. After getting backlash, though, not before. He later resigned because the organization had no respect for individuals with autism, and he could no longer align himself with their beliefs.
Well, this is where I say goodbye to this show.
I mean, same. What is your mother's phone number?
We're on a team, though.
Why can't my parents just communicate? Like, you guys made a decision to have 2 fucking kids together. The least you could do is hold on to each other's phone numbers. Shit's exhausting.
Exactly.
I get they're divorced and everything, but fuck's sake, man. So this is a bit of a better map. We might have a chance.
We're on 4 already. We're on 5. Oh shit, we're in last. Damn it.
I mean, we're still probably gonna lose. Hey, Lasagna. Lasagna, stop grabbing me. Lasagna!
I got it.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
Let's just spawn close to the ground on this one.
Fucking yellow bean.
Oh.
No, we're not gonna make it.
No way. Ah, I got that one though. I'm just glad I'm actually able to jump through some hoops on this one. Damn it.
Oh, we're tied.
Oh, the red fucker got the gold hoop. I was going for a golden hoop. On another golden hoop.
Oh, you bitch! Good job, Blue Bean. Uh-oh. We're in last again. No!
I'm jumping down into that one.
Ooh, we were close. They got an extra 5 at the last second.
Yeah, one of them jumped off of the ramp into a gold hoop in front of me. I was going to try and run for it, but another hoop caught me.
So Autism Speak say that they are all for spreading awareness of autism, but in reality they are only spreading fear. Over the years, they have produced some really terrible videos to market their organization that portray children with autism as something to fear. One of their videos is a commercial called I Am Autism, which you can find on YouTube here. Now, I'm going to watch this ad, and I'm going to tell you guys what happens. I actually got a copyright claim. Oh, the video's unavailable. No, I'll find it. I will find it.
I'm guessing you got a copyright claim for the music yesterday.
Yep. Well, they only silenced part of my video. They didn't shut it down completely, which was nice of them. It's been in a couple countries, but...
That's basically your warning. Hey, look, don't have the music in. At least, like, have it in your headset or something. Or in a separate headset on a separate device.
Here, let me watch this real quick. I found a re-uploaded video from a third-party channel. I will say, though, looking at the like to dislike ratio already, it's not looking good.
Highly disliked.
1,100 likes, 16,000 dislikes.
Heavily disliked.
No, we're stopping it right there. Holy shit.
What?
Oh my god. I can't finish that ad. I cannot finish that ad. Basically, the commercial was like, it was just a bunch of shots of kids and individuals who I'm assuming had autism. Come here, Lasagna. Come talk about these dirty people with me. Oh, good boy. And the way the commercial was framed just made autism sound like this big, terrible fucking monster. And one line, like the line that fucking sent me was like, I will rob you of your children.
What the fuck? So they clearly don't know the amount of successful people that actually have autism.
Also they insinuated that people who have autism, like people who have children with autism are more likely to have a failing marriage. Which, I'd like to see the statistics on that. I don't know if that's exactly true, but... Yikes. So I'm assuming we're getting to a better position where we can see why William Shatner defending Autism Speaks is not a good thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so let's start. Oof. By the way, I got this my speaking points in this idea from Illuminati, if you will. She's a great YouTuber. She covers a lot of problematic people, a lot of MLMs, a lot of stuff like that. And I'd recommend you go check her out. But every other person. So this is from William Shatner. This is his tweet. I'm reading his tweets now. Every other person on this planet goes through a form of ABA when growing up. It's being taught how polite society expects you to act. Having autism really isn't an excuse to avoid those lessons and grow up like a savage. Society will shun all who don't behave. Do you want that? Straight from the fingers of Mr. William Shatner himself. So let's no. Where are the rest of the tweets? There was more to it than that.
We see, we saw, we got disqualified in the first round.
Oh, I found the tweets. So I had to look at screenshots on Google. I couldn't find them in an article. Kind of disappointed on that, but I'm glad I found them at all.
Made it.
Because I would hate for Mr. Shatner's words to get lost in translation. Not really, I'm obviously bullshitting. I wouldn't give two fucks, but Lasagna! Can you stop being funky rude? What's up with you?
Oh, I missed.
I fucking got bounced off, god damn it. What happened to the music?
Third set of...
Oh, you fucker.
I fell.
Get out of my way! Okay, I made it over to the final set.
Okay, I'm almost there now. Okay, I'm on to the final set.
Oh, come on! You fucking jelly beans. No!
Oh my god, move!
Happened to me too. No, no, no! You fuckers!
Oh.
It's fucking people,
There's too many jump onto one side all the time.
Dude, these people up here keep getting me pushed off. Finally, get up, Jelly Bean. Don't think I'm gonna make it, but whatever.
Jesus Christ, they always keep jumping to the right side of them all the time, so you can't get onto them.
Let go of me, you fucker. Okay, so somebody replied to William Shatner, and they were like, Bill, ABA is blatantly abusive. What is ABA? Hey, I don't know what ABA is. Hold up.
Yeah, I knew I was getting eliminated. Not sure if you finished or not.
Okay. So, ABA is applied behavioral analysis, and it's a type of therapy that can improve social communication and learning skills through positive reinforcement. Many experts consider ABA to be the gold standard treatment for children with autism or other developmental conditions. So ABA is blatantly abusive. No neurotypical child would ever be subjected to it, and no autistic child should be. It doesn't fix anything. It merely uses trauma to force autistic children and then it cuts off. But and this person is a doctor, by the way. They do have a point. Fuck.
That's why I never try and do that too much.
I'm usually pretty good at it. Fuck!
Until you get fuckers like that just stand in your way.
Too far. You.
Oh, little bastard.
What the
I saw
fuck,
that. He
bro?
boxing gloved you off. Just straight punched you off.
Yeah, I'm not
You
gonna
almost fell off
qualify. I'm
then.
all the way at the back.
Yeah, there's no way.
I'm fucking pissed off.
Nah.
Bitch.
Oh,
That was my own doing.
I'm not gonna make it now.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I've given up hope on making it. Oh, come on. Why? Literally.
Oh, there we go.
I don't make it past this part ever.
Oops.
Ah. Ah, that's too far. Slightly too far. Okay, so William Shatner then replied to this person and said, "That may be your opinion, but in my opinion, every neurotypical child goes through a form of ABA by their parents, teaching them to behave and what is expected of them. Children who misbehave or don't behave as expected or don't behave as expected in public are labeled as spoiled brats or savages." Oh, yikes. I kind of have to disagree with that there. That every other person goes from a form of ABA. No, because the problem with that is, to an extent, you don't need to. But also, ABA shouldn't really be a thing anyways, because it is kind of abusive. Low-key, high-key. So I want to like look more up behind the ABA, because if I'm gonna, you know, I want to raise a case on this, obviously, like why ABA is wrong, but I want to be able to do it correctly. I want to be educated enough for my points to make sense, and it's not something I'm really educated on in this very second. Guess what I finally got?
Krampus.
So, this is an article I found called SpectrumNews.org, by the way. When Lisa Quinones, it's a hyphen last name. When Lisa Quinones Fontaines' son Norin was diagnosed with autism at age 2, she and her husband did what most parents in their position do. They scrambled to form a plan to help their child. Kinda wanna get a snack. No, keep reading. Ultimately, they followed the experts' advice. They put Norin in a school that used applied behavioral analysis, or ABA therapy, the longest standing and best established form of therapy for children with autism. They also hired an ABA therapist to direct a home program. ABA involves as much as 40 hours a week of one-on-one therapy. Certified therapists deliver or oversee the regimen, organized around the child's individual needs, developing social skills, for instance, and learning to write a name or use the bathroom. The approach breaks desirable behaviors down into steps and rewards the child for completing each step along the way. ABA was tough on everyone at first, says Quinones Fontanes. He would cry sitting at the table during those sessions, hysterically cry. I would have to walk out of the room and turn on the faucet to tune it up because I couldn't hear him cry. But once her son got settled into the routine of it, things improved, she says. But before he began therapy, Norin did not speak, but within a few weeks, the ABA therapist had Norin pointing his fingers at letters. Eventually, he learned to write letters, his name in other words, on a dry erase board. He could communicate. Norin, now age 10, has been receiving 15 hours a week of ABA therapy from home ever since. He is still at an ABA-based school. His therapists help him to practice age-appropriate conversation and social skills, and to memorize his address and his parents' names and phone numbers. I credit ABA with helping him in a way that I could not, Quinones Fontanes says. Especially in those first few years, I don't even know where we would have been without ABA therapy. But in recent years, Quinones and parents like her have had cause to question ABA therapy, largely because of fiercely articulate and vocal community of adults with autism. These advocates, many of them childhood recipients of ABA, say that therapy is harmful. They contend that ABA is based on a cruel premise of trying to make people with autism normal, a goal articulated in the 1960s by psychologist Ole Lavas, who developed ABA for autism. What they advocate for, instead of acceptance of neurodiversity, the idea that people with autism or, say, ADHD or Tourette syndrome, like me and my brother has Tourette's, I have ADHD, should be respected as naturally different rather than an abnormal or needing to be fixed. Absolutely fucking agreed. I do not need to be fixed. My brother does not need to be fixed. My friends with autism does not need to be fixed. My ex-boyfriend does not need to be fixed. We are human beings. As a whole, we are human beings. We might function differently on some sort of level, but that does not make us any fucking less of human beings. We don't need to conform to fit your standards of normal. Sorry, this article just really got me going. I feel like it was it was the mentioning of things that both me and my brother have that really ticked me off there, so apologies, but like, holy fuck.
No, it's fine.
ABA has a predatory approach to parents, says Ari Neman, president of Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, and a prominent leader of the neurodiversity movement. The message is that if you don't work with an ABA provider, your child has no hope. Now, I can't recall if I ever experienced ABA myself. I know I had to do a lot of, what's it called? Occupational therapy, that's what it's called, OT. I had to do speech therapy, occupational therapy,
basically to learn how to keep your concentration on one thing at a time.
Yes.
Instead of going erratic and trying to think about a million things at once and a million things you can do at once and shit like that.
I mean, clearly that didn't work for me too well, but I give them an A for effort, you know? I'm gonna go on a tangent right here because I just remembered it. I was in OT one week, and the therapist, she was having me draw a picture. She asked me to draw her a picture of a lion, so I did. But hang on, that's emergency, emergency.
What do you do, drop a PC bomb?
Nope, I dropped what I was smoking out of it.
Oh shit, definite emergency. Since American houses are made with wood, or put it past your house to burn down. If it was left.
Oh, I found it. Woohoo. No, I didn't. Fuck, that was a lie. Now I found it. It was behind me, not in front of me. If you're wondering what it is I'm smoking that I had to get up and look for, because it's not weed. It is a ball of resin coated in dabs.
Oh, damn nice.
Yeah, I had to make it myself.
Well, bon appetit.
Right? I mean, it's gonna last me a while, because the dabs act as like a protective barrier around the resin, so it doesn't burn as fast.
Nice. I wish I could send you a little bit of what I've got, because fuck me, I've only had a tiny little bit of it, and I'm pretty high. Not even gonna lie.
Oh yeah, but so yeah, she asked me to draw a picture of a lion, and I did. But I drew a little bit of red on the lion's teeth, and the therapist was like, "Oh, Kat, what's that?" And I was like, "It's blood." Just extremely casually, I was like, "Yeah, that's blood, because the lion just ate an animal." And that therapist, you could tell she was like mildly disturbed. Like, has a kid ever said something to you that you just were not expecting, and then you were like, "Oh, okay," like, that was her. That was her.
Oh. Actually, that kind of reminds me of the clip I saw on one of those Watch People Die Inside compilations, and it's a dad. He's FaceTiming, obviously, these two girls as mother. One of them's like, "Oh, we love you, miss you, blah, 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 can't wait for you to come home." The other one goes, "Hey, Mom, where'd the babies come from?" Like, really young child as well.
Oh
just pans the camera back onto him, you just see his face is just like...
God.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
But the big controversy behind ABA therapy, just so we can wrap this tangent up real quick, is that people who experience neurodivergency, whether it be like Tourette syndrome, ADHD, ADD, autism, Asperger's, if you will, Yoshi, we should not be made to conform into society and spew these socially acceptable lines. It essentially kind of conditions people who experience neurodivergency into acting like a robot, because they're taught it is what will be accepted. The message that ABA might be damaging distresses her. I am, like, I can see in ways why this would be seen as harmful.
Yeah, same.
So,
when in actuality, what's really expected of you is be yourself and be a decent person. That's all.
right.
There's no limitations on you following your dreams or anything. Other than what money you have, really.
So he screenshotted his tweet where the first tweet he mentioned that I wrote. And he posted it and he said, "Here's the tweet. I said there's no excuse for not having learned how to behave in society, avoiding those lessons and growing up like a savage. Having autism, if you are able to interact with society, is not an excuse for not learning those lessons. They are fundamental to life. Come on, dude. Also, going off on another tangent, William Shatner kind of looks like Donald Trump, and that's just kind of funny.
He actually does, though. I wonder if they use the same fake Tom.
Now, people at this point started literally screenshotting the definition of the word savage, right? Because that's a pretty fucking heavy word to be using. Not just to describe someone, but to describe somebody who has autism. And when you go to Urban Dictionary and you look up savage, the definition is not domesticated or under human control, untamed, lacking the restraints to be lacking the restraints normal to civilized human beings. And he, tripled down on this and said, that's your opinion, but you misread it or intentionally decided to define it differently. If you don't learn how to behave, you will all be looked at as a savage. Do you not understand the word?
Yes, we do. Very much so. Oh, pink guy, get off of me! Big Frank wannabe. Okay, I got past some floor spinners. Made it. Right, I'm past the bombs. How is it? I've never seen that before. Yeah. The doors with the turning walls with holes in. The last one kind of spanked my ass on my way through it. As I got past. Hey, I caught I falling.
Same. Someone pushed him into qualifying. I love that.
Top 50%.
Woohoo. I said I wanted to talk about something else during the stream, but I think it was Calvin Guerra, actually.
Yeah.
Alright, this is going to be a bit of a harder topic for me to touch on. I cannot speak on this topic personally because I am not a member of the transgender community. I'm not a member of the non-binary community. I am pansexual. I am a member of the LGBT community, but I am not. I identify with the gender I was born as, more or less. So that's going to make it a bit of a touchier subject because, but I also, at the same time, have a lot of friends and relatives, so I do feel slightly comfortable speaking. Get the fuck off me, Blue Bean! No.
I went for a blue ball.
Dude, no. We need some red beans back here for backup, because we're being fucked up right now.
I'm coming back with it. Or trying to, but...
Shit.
Yellow bean got in my way and knocked it back into that area. Ooh. Oh, well. Oh, blue only has one anyway. We've still got 4.
So Calvin Guerra, and you know, I might as well just strike both of them, and Blair White, they're both members of the trans community, they're both YouTubers. However, they kind of have this shtick that they're, oh god, we're gonna lose.
Yeah. That's ball. One of blue.
That's because like there were only like 3 red jelly beans
lane.
back at the nest while everyone was coming to fuck us up.
It would have helped if our asshole team would have got out of my way. I was trying to push a ball, and every 5 seconds I had one of them running under the ball and stopping me like, no, let me push the ball into our area. You want to qualify, don't you?
I mean, clearly not.
I mean, yeah.
But they have this sort of thing they're famous for, where they kind of brand themselves as, not like other members of the trans community, and you're probably thinking, what does that mean? It means it's bad, I almost kind of want to call them pick-me's. Because the content they put out really perpetuates the invalidating behavior within the LGBT community itself. And I don't know how well versed you are on what I'm talking about, Yoshi, but holy shit. It basically causes this riff of people who are transitioning, they're transgender, they identify as female to male, male to female, whatever, will see themselves as more valid than non-binary people in the community. And they will in turn invalidate non-binary people in the community. Like, if you go on either Blair White or Calvin Garrett's YouTube channel and you look at their playlist of, you know what, I'll read some video titles for you, why not? I'm not subscribed to either of them. I don't subscribe to this kind of fucking content. It's gross. It's gross and it makes me mad. Yeah, you type in Calvin Garrett's name now and you get Calvin Garrett is dangerous. Also claiming that neo-pronouns hurt transgendered people, which is terrible. But there are also people coming forward, breaking their silences, talking about their experiences with this individual. It's bad. It's really bad.
Definitely sounds
so one thing that he has this habit of doing is he will call transgendered people who don't fit his standard of it trans-trenders. Which is fucking disgusting and awful.
What, you mean like he is then?
No. So, say someone, you know, they come out as, like, transgender or whatever. Good for them. I'm not saying or whatever, like, I don't care. Because obviously I am an advocate, I am a supporter of the community. But say this person comes out, they're female to male, you know, they plan on transitioning to a male, but they still occasionally like to wear female articles of clothing. There is nothing wrong with that. Clothes, no. I shouldn't even say female articles of clothing, because clothes don't have a fucking gender. What am I saying? I believe that you can wear whatever the fuck you want. Look at the men in Scotland who wear kilts, for fuck's sake. And you know why? It's more comfortable. There's more ballroom, if you understand what I'm saying.
I think it's more than that. I think it's like a ceremonial.
Also, thing, yeah, it was also ceremonial, and also it was easier to access weapons.
Very much easier.
You know, you strap like a fucking knife to your thigh, and you're in a kilt. You just gotta reach in, whoop, there's a knife.
Not even that. If you didn't have a scabbard anymore, it got lost in the fight. You could just stab it through your kilt.
Exactly. But more or less, so take my example, right? You got the person transitioning, they like skirts, they like dresses, they like to occasionally wear articles of clothing that would be considered more feminine. Calvin Garrett, no. Calvin Garrett doesn't like this. Calvin Garrett and Blair White, they are the head honchos of the transgender community. Heavy sarcasm detected, by the way. Just in case this ever gets out and I look like a bad person, this is all sarcasm. Didn't you know that Calvin and Blair are the gatekeepers? They get to decide what is trans or not. And if they decide you're not trans, sorry. Oh my god, that was terrible. I'm sorry. I know I was being sarcastic, but I can't even say that sarcastically without feeling like a fucking bad person. But it does have, okay. But the fact that Calvin Garrett and Blair White, they will label these people as transgenders. I'm not gonna go off on my sarcasm tangent again. But they basically make videos picking these people apart oh, listen to how their voice sounds. Oh, look at what they're wearing. Look at how they're acting. Isn't it so funny? They think they're transgender. Oh my god, no, I'm transgender. I went through the struggles. You didn't go through struggles. Which I think is so fucking ironic to make a video picking apart somebody's transitioning journey, where they are in their life, how they're presenting themselves, when there was once a time when you weren't at the stage you were at, you know?
Exactly.
It is wild. But this, like I said, this causes a rift, and this, I am not the first person to talk about this. The first person that I really sat down and watched talk about the greater impact that Calvin and Blair have on the trans community, it was a channel by the name of Ashton Daniel. And if you're watching this, I think you should go check out Ashton Daniel, somebody who's way better versed to speak on this subject than I am. I am simply trying to bring awareness to it. Also, Ashton Daniel, if you ever happen to see this video, hi, I love you, I support you. And yeah, much like any other marginalized voices, I will do my best to make you heard.
I mean, I don't follow like that sort of thing, but I still like.
But you can understand right from wrong enough to understand that it's wrong.
Exactly. Like, well, no, not what like the LGBTQ are doing. The actual LGBTQ community, I actually advocate for that.
It just
technically a part of it.
Goes to show that there are so many internalized problems within the community. There is internalized transphobia in the trans community, and it sucks.
I'm guessing bisexual is part of LGBTQ.
Yes.
Yes, so yes, I'm a part of that community myself, technically.
Oh, fuck yeah. I was about to say, it is valid. The B in LGBT stands for bisexual, and I will fight anyone on that.
I always thought so.
Well, there seems to be a lot of turmoil around this issue in particular. Because for some people, the existence of bisexuality invalidates pansexuality, which is not true.
What is pansexuality?
Okay, so I'll start with bisexuality real quick. Bisexuality is the attraction to either male or female. People who either identify as a guy or identify as a girl. Pansexuality doesn't really look at those labels as much.
Huh.
So if someone were to not identify within those standards,
it still doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, no. I am pansexual personally. I do not look at genders, I do not look at the item within the pants. I look at the person, I look at how we get along together, how we mesh, how we vibe. Yeah, that's how it should be to me. You shouldn't...
Then I guess I'm not bisexual. I guess I'm pansexual as well, because
I was about to say, to me,
go based on personality.
To be personality vibes, do you want to play Overwatch? I kind of want to switch the stream to Overwatch.
Sure.
Alright, let's switch over. I'll be back on stream in a second.